subscribe the Kidzu channel and press the bell icon for more moral-based kids stories. Story name is The Pigeon and the Crow. A fat pigeon stayed in her big cage outside a cottage. I'm so lucky, she said. I get lots of food and don't have to work for it. Just then a crow landed on the top of her cage. You must be tired from finding your own food, said the pigeon. Don't you wish you could live like me? No way, said the crow. I'd rather be free and find my own food than be stuck in a cage and maybe get eaten. And with that, the crow flew away. Is being patient pays. A king's minister was traveling to his village with a big group. They came across a stuck bullock cart blocking the road. The minister was angry and shouted, "Move out of my way." But the cart driver said, "Sorry, sir, my cart is stuck. You'll have to wait." The minister got furious and threw a big stone at the cart. But it bounced back and hit the minister's forehead. The minister complained to the king, who ordered the cart driver to be punished. But a wise judge named Bodhisattva found out the truth and saved the cart driver. Story name is The Generous Lion. A lion went hunting and caught a big buffalo. Suddenly, a naughty bandit jumped out and said, "Give me half of that." The lion growled loudly and said, "You should be scared of me." The bandit got frightened and ran away. Then a traveler came by and saw the lion. He took a step back, but the lion said, "Don't be afraid. You seem like a kind person." Lion shared his food with the traveler because he was kind and not greedy like the bandit. Story name is The Kind Man. A long time ago, there was a very kind man named Bodhisattva. He lived a simple life and many people liked him. But one man was jealous of Bodhisattva. He wanted to hurt him, so he gave a wild elephant to him. The elephant ran crazy through the streets. People were scared and ran away. But Bodhisattva stayed calm. A woman was so scared that she dropped her baby. The elephant came close, ready to hurt them. But Bodhisattva touched the elephant's head and it became calm. The elephant bowed down to Bodhisattva. Everyone was amazed. They thought Bodhisattva was a very special person. Story name is Save Yourself. Four friends Mahesh, Ramesh, Rakesh and Mohan embarked on a journey to attend a wedding in a distant village. As they crossed the forest, they were cautious faring with animals. By noon, they had covered more than half the distance. Suddenly, Mahesh suggested they stop and check for tigers. Mohan spotted a tiger's tail behind the bushes and panicked. Mahesh advised praying to God, but Ramesh took action, climbing a tree and urging his friends to do the same. Ramesh said, "God help those who help themselves. Save yourself." Mahesh, Ramesh and Mohan quickly climbed a nearby tree. They waited for the tiger to leave, then descended and continued their journey. Thanks to Ramesh's quick thinking. Story name is A Wise Parrot. A wise old parrot and his younger brother lived happily in a forest. One day a hunter caught them and presented them to a king. The parrots were kept into a golden cage and treated royally. However, when a black monkey named Kalabahu arrived, the parrots were neglected. The old parrot, being wise, told his brother, "Nothing is permanent in this world. Have patience till the bad days are over." One day the monkey scared the prince, and the king ordered it to be released into the forest. With the monkey gone, the parrots were treated well again and became the center of attraction. The wise old parrot told his brother, "Time never remains the same. One should not to be depressed by temporary unfavorable changes." The young parrot learned that nothing is permanent and that patience is essential. Story name is The Old Rocking Horse. An old rocking horse had been left in a big nursery at the top of a house. He had once belonged to a little boy named Robbie, who had grown up and moved away. The horse was broken and dusty, but he still had fond memories of Robbie. One day, a curious little boy named Basil wandered into the nursery. He saw the old horse and decided to fix him up. As he worked, the horse began to talk to him. The horse told Basil all about Robbie and the fun they had together. Basil listened carefully and did his best to repair the horse's broken parts. Just then, the sound of a gong rang outside, signaling lunchtime. Basil said goodbye to the horse and promised to return. He went downstairs and asked his aunt if she would send the horse to Robbie's son. The aunt agreed, and soon the horse was on way to a new home. When he arrived, he was overjoyed to see Robbie again. Robbie was delighted to see his old friend and promised to fix him up like new. The horse's heart was full of joy, and he knew he would never be alone again. Story name is A City Rat and a Village Rat. Two rats, one from the city and one from the village, were good friends. They exchanged news through other traveling rats. One day the city rat visited his village friend. The village rat welcomed him warmly and showed him around. They enjoyed fresh air, green field, and natural beauty. The city rat invited the village rat to visit the city. The village rat agreed and was amazed by the city's variety of food. However, their meal was disrupted by a cat, and they had to hide. Later, a boy with a dog appeared, and the village rat was frightened again. Realizing the city was too dangerous, the village rat decided to return home. He was relieved to be back and said, "Life is precious and wisdom is above all." From then on, he appreciated the peace and safety of village life. Story name is A Talkative Barber. A tailor in a city had a shop nearby a barber's shop. The barber was very talkative. One day, a lame stranger came to the tailor's shop seeking rest. The tailor welcomed him, but the stranger became sad upon seeing the barber. The stranger told the tailor that the barber had ruined his life. He explained that he was a rich businessman's son. After his father's death, he inherited the wealth but remained a bachelor. One day he fell in love with a beautiful girl standing at the window. The stranger called the barber to shave his beard before meeting the girl. However, the barber's constant talking and unnecessary advice irritated the stranger.
For more moral-based kids stories.
The barber followed the stranger to the girl's house,
A fat pigeon
revealing their secret
cage
meeting
outside
to
a
girl's
cottage.
father.
I'm so
In
lucky,
his
she
haste
said.
to
I
escape,
get lots
the
of food
stranger
and don't
broke
have
his
to
leg
work for
and
it.
became
Just
a
then
cripple.
a crow
He
landed
threw
on the top
gold
of
and
her
silver
cage.
coins to distract
You must be
the
tired
pursuing
from
crowd.
finding your own food,
The
said the
stranger
pigeon.
took
Don't you
shelter
wish you could
in
live
an
like
inn,
me? No
asking
way,
the owner
said
to
the crow.
keep the barber away.
I'd rather
The
be
stranger
free and
developed
find
a
my
deep
own food
hatred
than
for
be
the
stuck in
barber,
a cage
blaming
and maybe
him
get
for
eaten.
ruining his
And
life.
with that,
After
the
the
crow flew
stranger
off.
left, the tailor asked the barber about the incident. The barber claimed he had tried to help the stranger by making his love story public, hoping the judge would allow them to marry. Story name is Commencement of a New Life. A rich man named Karim's father earned his wealth through hard work. Before his death, he advised Karim to stop wasting money on bad habits. However, Karim didn't listen and continued to spend recklessly. After his father's death, Karim's friend cheated him, and he lost all his money. Desperate and hungry, Karim considered not to live further anymore, but instead found a bag of gold coins and a note from his father. The note advised Karim to start a new life and change his habits. Karim took the advice, started a new business, and became rich again. This time he refused to entertain his selfish friends and appreciated the value of hard work and good habits. Karim finally understood the importance of listening to his father's advice and living a responsible life. Story name is Hungry Mouse. There lived a mouse that was hungry from many days. She could find no food at all. She looked here and there, but found no food. Hence, she grew thin. One day, the mouse found a basket full of corn. There was a small hole in the basket. She went inside and began to eat the corns greedily. As she was very hungry, she went on eating and eating. Now she had grown very fat. After the meal, the mouse tried to come out of the basket. She could not. Now she was too fat to pass through the hole. She said, "How shall I come out?" Just then a rat came along, and he heard the mouse. The rat said, "Mouse, if you want to come out of the basket, you must wait till you have grown as thin were when you went in." Story name is One Should Be Grounded. All the pupils with the class wanted to be a friend with Jane due to her popularity. Sonia was a new in school. Jane didn't like her. Hence, nobody spoke or played with Sonia. Sonia was an all-rounder, but achievements never got into her head. One fine morning, the teacher announced, "Let's have a contest today. Whoever comes first wins a prize." It will be a multiple skill testing contest. Now, Sonia was homeschooled in South Africa. Not only had she deep knowledge on all subjects, but also she had camped in the wild, faced wild animals together with her father, rode horse, dived in a lake, etc. She had seen and learned what nobody else had in her class, with first hand experience. Sonia thought to herself, "I need to teach Jane a lesson." In mental math test, Sonia gave all the right answers and came first. She drew a picture landscape and came first within the drawing competition. In oral competition, Sonia recited from the famous Shakespeare's play.
The teacher was very impressed and said, "Class, we have a winner. She's a Sonia." The entire class applauded at Sonia's victory and congratulated her. Everybody befriended Sonia, and Jane learned her lesson.
Story name is The Jungle Book. Mowgli, the man cub, lived in the jungle with his animal friends, but their peace was threatened by Sher Khan, fierce and power-hungry tiger. Sher Khan wanted to rule the jungle and kill anyone who stood in his way. Mowgli and his friends were in grave danger. One day, Mowgli came up with a plan to defeat Sher Khan. He remembered a herd of fierce bulls that lived nearby. The bulls were known for their strength and bravery. Mowgli decided to seek the bulls' help. He approached their leader, a majestic bull with sharp horns. Mowgli explained the situation and asked for their help. The bull agreed to help Mowgli. Together, they hatched a plan to defeat Sher Khan. The bulls would charge towards Sher Khan, using their horns to pierce him. The day of the battle arrived. Mowgli and bulls faced Sher Khan. The tiger sneered at them, confident in his own strength. But the bulls were unstoppable. They charged towards Sher Khan with a thunderous roar. Sher Khan tried to run, but the bulls were too fast. They pierced him with their horns and plunged him to his death. Sher Khan's reign of terror was finally over. Mowgli and the bulls were hailed. They announced Sher Khan's demise to the entire jungle. The jungle animals cheered, knowing they were finally safe. Mowgli and the bulls celebrated their bravery. The jungle was once again a peaceful and happy place.
Story name is The Holy Night. On a cold winter's night, a man went out to borrow live coals to kindle a fire for his wife and newborn child. He came across a shepherd tending his flock and asked for his help. Despite being a harsh and unfriendly man, the shepherd was surprised to see that his dogs, sheep, and staff did not harm the stranger. As the man took live coals from the fire with his bare hands, the shepherd wondered at the stranger event of the night. He followed the man to his home, a mountain grotto, and was moved to help the poor family. As he showed mercy, his eyes were opened and he saw a ring of angels singing and playing instruments. The shepherd understood that this was a special night, the birth of the Savior, and all creation was rejoicing. He saw angels everywhere singing and celebrating. Overcome with joy and gratitude, the shepherd fell to his knees and thanked God. From that night on, the shepherd's heart was changed, and he saw the world with new eyes. The story reminds us that we too can see God's glory if we have eyes that can see. Story name is A Piece of Pie. In a small Italian village, Christmas spirit filled the air. David, a 10-year-old boy, loved this time of year. He wanted to fit in with the older boys. So, when they asked him to help build a snowman, he agreed. The older boys asked David to bring his dad's scarf and some money to buy frozen dessert. David didn't have money, and one of the boys suggested taking it from his father's wallet. David felt desperate. On his way home, David met his friend Rhea, who invited him to have his favorite pie at her home. But David pushed Rhea aside and went home. David tried to steal money from his father's wallet, but got caught. His father was disappointed and asked David what made him desperate enough to steal. David confessed that the older boys had asked him to steal. His father smiled and explained, "True friends will never ask you to steal. Be friends with the people who have your best interest at heart." David understood and never played with the older boys again. He apologized to Rhea and had the pie with her. Story name is Annabelle and Cheese. Annabelle lived in a small hut in a Scottish hills with her parents. Since her father couldn't afford to send her to the high school, Annabelle helped him at the dairy every day. Father made cheese. Annabelle fed the cows, buffaloes, goats, and sheep. She loved cheese and asked her father to teach her how to make it. He agreed, and Annabelle became passionate about cooking and cheese making. Although she never attended school, Annabelle learned everything from her parents through hands on experience. Years went by, and Annabelle became a skilled chef, famous for her blue cheese. She made her family proud, and her cheese became renowned worldwide. Annabelle's love for cheese and her dedication and learning had taken her far.